thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you like this kind of content, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on that bell so that you get to know anytime that we'll be uploading. Today, I have my guest on my live. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Good morning, East Africa. I think it's good evening, the rest of the world. Since we are in different time zones, greetings everyone before we enter the new year. This is Julius on Its Prize Show, and thank you for watching.
Okay, thank you, Julius, for joining my live. Today is 31st December 2022, and by midnight will be in 2023. So today, recently Uganda cancelled the agreement between it and Saudi Arabia. So no people going to Saudi Arabia to work. And in Kenya, they are planning to rescue girls who are in Saudi Arabia. Do you think it's possible to rescue everybody in the first place? Even how do they know that people are stuck there? Because some people are not even on internet.
No, it's very possible. I think also our government should start being responsible. Everything starts at policy level. How has the ministries or agencies in charge of exploitation of labor or even normal labor jobs, how are these ministries arranging or doing MOUs with these foreign governments? Because I think it's also very important for our governments to formalize these work issues like visas, terms and conditions, agreements. You can call it any other name. We first need a formal agreement between our governments, especially on in relation to protection. Because you see, protectionism is the most important thing. We've seen with Arabs, I think maybe they could be having a problem, I don't know, with non-Arabs because they are really treating Africans. Plus, also, it's not only Africans. I've also seen Filipinos complaining. I think they treat non-Arabs as if they are not humans. So, to solve this problem, our government should also really take charge. They need to be in charge because you see, at the end of the day, our governments are not in charge. Because if they were in charge, it would have been so easy. Just in case they say that someone has got a problem in Saudi Arabia, then they could have the guts to even question the Saudi Arabian embassy and ask them, why is ABCD happening? Why are you not even suing our fellow citizen?
But I was saying that what about those ones who are not on social media? Because most of the complaints are always on social media, but some people, when they reach there, they don't have phones, they may be suffering, and then how will the government come to know that they need to rescue those ones?
Yeah, of course, like I've said, because you see that one is a bit hard. That's why I'm saying that maybe if our government's a bit serious and put also procedures, put okay, like protect. I can call it. Can I call it like a protection policy of its own citizens, being mindful of their own citizens? Because why would you even first go to the internet for rescue? I thought if it's a job, you're supposed to be having an agreement which also has your human rights. Talking about you're not supposed to run to the internet to be rescued. Why would you be going to internet to be rescued? Yet you've gone to do work. You get it? It also doesn't make sense on my side. I believe our governments, Kenya, Uganda, elsewhere, like the way you see these Americans, the British, when their citizen leaves the country and goes to another country, they are always in charge of their citizens. They always follow up to their security. Why can't we also do the same thing? And we know we have someone who's working in Saudi Arabia. At least the working conditions are okay. Their safety is fine. Why can't our governments do the same thing? I think the blame still goes back to the government. I don't think it's the person who has gone to Saudi Arabia to work.
So my question is, how can they be in charge? Like, what are they not doing right?
They are not minding. That one I can openly say. They don't care. As long as they've been paid their salaries, they don't want to know. Because you see, at the end of the day, what is the use of an embassy? Okay, what is the use of an embassy? For example, a Kenyan embassy in Saudi Arabia. What is the use of a Ugandan embassy in Saudi Arabia? Because you see, that is the first contact eh, of a citizen just in case there's a problem. Eh? I, our embassies, our governments are not doing enough. That one I will not shy away from it. They are not doing enough. Once they've been paid their salaries, they just sleep, eat, put their kids in good schools. They don't want to know. It's whom to may concern. They really are very careless. Our governments are too careless. They need to do more. I want our governments to just realize and know that these same people are their brothers, are their sisters, are their uncles, are their nephews, are their nieces. It might not be direct to them, but indirectly it might be their own blood. Because you see, at the end of the day, if they don't break this cycle, today it might be them, but the next time it happens, it will be their own families. You understand? So the earlier the government realizes that it's you need to be each other's brothers keepers, the earlier we shall solve this problem once and for all. Now they are neglecting it because it's not closer to them.
Yeah.
But tomorrow or the other day, they might not be there, or they might still be there because governments change, and it's now their families in the same position. So if they can, the earlier they think about it in that way, the better. Then one, they can put the right policies in place, especially inter-country policies like proper MOUs where the governments, like the government of Kenya, can sign with the government of Saudi Arabia about the safety. Here we are talking about safety. You see, most of these guys, it's not like they are complaining about payments or anything. It's just
Mm.
the inhuman treatment they are passing through. So if our governments can sit down, have those policies in place, and also put punitive measures like punishments just in case you have like a worker and you've mistreated them, maybe you can be reliable. I think that's why it could also help because it's also putting policies in place and you don't have any repercussions. People don't
Mm.
mind. Just get one maid, kill or beat or do anything, they will go get another one. But as long as you also know that the Saudi Arabia as a country
Mm.
is punishing, is following up with its own citizens about how they are treating non-citizens, it would also be of use and very important.
Okay, but when they are finally rescued, maybe like someone has just gone to Saudi Arabia, it's been a month, they put in their money to go, and then they are finally rescued and they're brought back to Kenya. How are they going to be surviving in Kenya, and what is the government going to do for them to help them, or maybe like provide to them jobs?
Uh, you see that is exactly, of course, like the whole thing is they need a collective solution to all these problems. In the first place, why are these people running away? Yes, you get it. They are
Mm.
running away because you're not giving them jobs.
Mm.
How is the government prepared to solve the unemployment issue? What you're talking about is unemployment.
Mm.
How can the government solve the unemployment issue? Once that one has been solved, I don't even think there's a need of one person to be going abroad when they even know they can still work in their own country.
Mm. Did you answer me?
Uh, maybe partly, okay, like you're asking that how can the government help maybe these people, the returning citizens who have probably been conned, lost everything, and are back home.
To
Home,
begin from
they are,
zero.
home, there's nothing. We shouldn't
Yes.
also give
And they have
ourselves false,
responsibilities.
yeah, we shouldn't give ourselves false hope. Home, there's nothing. These people, when they come with nothing.
Yeah.
That's why if these people start seeing these same returning citizens as important as themselves, they can always think of about a rescue plan. Eh? Someone has come back, they have nothing, they've already been conned, they don't have anything on themselves.
Or even they have debts.
Yes, some have debts. Why can't these people sit down? Because you say they have a lot of money to waste, to be put to waste. Eh? They can use this
Mm.
same money, like on the Kenyan side, Ruto has put the Hustlers Fund. Let them use the Hustlers Fund to help these people because at the end of the day, the Hustlers Fund was put to help Kenyans get jobs. Let the Hustlers funds be used to first treat these people fairly, true, as if they are human beings. Let them first be treated as human beings. When they come back, some even need like psychological counseling, some need to go to hospitals. Others have come, they have nothing on themselves, they also need to eat. So instead of just having this money is on those accounts and the monies are doing nothing, eh? Let them put that money into proper use by helping their own citizens. Remember, these are their brothers, sisters, distant crows who are passing through the same thing. And I'm still insisting on this thing. You know what goes round, what comes round goes round. Tomorrow it might be themselves. If they don't break this cycle now, tomorrow they will find themselves in the same cycles. If they can do it now, then even if it's after how many years and they also find themselves in the same situation, they will not be suffering. Everyone will be happy.
So some Kenyans are in Saudi Arabia. How can they reach out to government in case they need like to be rescued? Do you think social media is like the best place they can reach the government, or there are some other ways?
Social media is the first channel, 100%. Yeah? You realize that social media is so powerful to an extent that it has even brought down so many governments. If you see Libya, all these Middle East countries, where the governments were brought down by social media, it's that powerful. So if these guys can, by luck, because I know sometimes, unfortunate, some of them don't even access their phones, but if they can, by luck, access social media, let them not keep
Mm.
quiet. Let them see what is happening. Let them see the places they are in. Because I'm sure even if they, because it's even most, by the government also react when citizens start making noise. We've seen the Ugandan making noise. What is happening? What is happening? Why can't you just come in and rescue them? Social media is the first entry point. The second entry point are these companies who are responsible for taking these same people abroad. Most of these companies have got offices, they have got residences in Saudi Arabia. They should also be helping out. In case they are not, then their contracts with the government should be cancelled. I don't know the arrangement with Kenya, but with Uganda, all these companies which do export labor, they are given licenses by the Ministry of Labor, Gender and Social Development. So they should also be held accountable. They shouldn't be left to just throw it around when things happen and the governments just keep quiet.
Okay, thank you so much, Julius. I think for me, I've come to the end of this video. You can say your last remarks, and then we will say bye to our viewers.
My last remarks are about responsibility.
Mhm.
With ourselves, with the government in charge, they need to act responsibly. Let them put themselves in these people's shoes who are suffering. Once they put themselves in those people's shoes, they will act right. Minus acting right, they should know that they are not in charge. We never put them in those positions. Just go sleep, eat, have go out abroad and just have fun. No, you can have a fun, you can do anything with your life, but at the end of the day, take the responsibility given to you by the citizens. Because you know the citizens are your bosses. The citizens are the ones who pay taxes, which pay your salaries. So also contribute towards them. They contribute towards your salary through taxes. You also contribute towards them by keeping them safe wherever they are, by creating for them jobs. Because at the end of the day, you see this problem is coming as a result of lack of jobs.
Yeah, unemployment.
How best can these our governments create jobs for each and everyone? I know it's impossible for each and everyone, but I know it's possible to keep on increasing if they are not sleeping on job. Because currently they are sleeping on job. They are not working. If they are not sleeping on job, they should be knowing that they can go to Nakuru, set up factories, they can go all these trips our presidents are always doing around the world. They can get right investors, be encouraged to come and invest in Kenya, invest in Uganda, invest everywhere. By through such means, jobs will be created. And these problems you're complaining about might not even arise if someone is working and they don't even have anything that is forcing them to go look for that work abroad. I think we shall be have solved the problem once and for all. But as long as we still have unemployment, the jobs are still few, you also create that environment for people to go and work elsewhere. But that environment starts with your own government. Because your own government, even if you go all over the world, it's supposed to be in charge of you. Of course, also I wouldn't put all the blame on government. I would also put the blame on ourselves. Some of us also the channels we use going to these places for jobs are also not clear. You get it? Because I've seen Ugandans who have been blocked from going like Saudi Arabia, like now, especially right now, there is no arrangement between Uganda and Saudi Arabia. But Ugandans will be going by bus to Kenya, board from Jomo Kenyatta against Saudi Arabia. So such a person, the government will also not even know about them. Because like currently now the government knows there is no agreement between these governments. So now when you're going, it's at your own risk. If the Kenyans are stopped from going, they will come past via Entebbe, they go via Tanzania, they can go via Chigali. You get it? I think let's also take responsibility as individuals. Responsibility goes to everyone, the citizen, the government, our leaders, everyone. Let's everyone be responsible.
Okay, thank you so much, Julius, for those wonderful remarks. Yeah, you talked about when they stop people from going to Saudi Arabia, then they want to go to Kenya and then use wrong means. That means if they reach
Yes,
there and they get problems, then the government will not be responsible for them.
exactly. That's why I'm saying that the responsibility, everyone be responsible. Let the citizens be
Yeah.
responsible and the government does the same thing. Let
Okay.
all of us be responsible. Let it be a collective solution. Responsibility starts with everyone, with the citizens, with the government. What the government is through our leaders we elect.
Okay, thank you so much, Julius. And for those who are still watching, thank you so much. And don't forget to subscribe if you like this kind of content and turning on that bell so that you get to know anytime that we'll be uploading our next video. And if you have anything that you'd like us to talk about, please comment it in the comment below. We'll definitely be responding to you. Happy New Year 2023. Today is the last day in 2022. It's 31st December of 2022, and by minute we'll be in the next year. Happy New Year and bye
Eh,
bye.
Happy New
You want to
Year.
say
Some people
something?
have already entered. Yes, some people I think New Zealand it might have entered the new year. We've already entered the new year
Okay.
with some countries all over the
So,
world. So I'm
so
just
for
saying
us in
Happy
New
New Year.
Zealand,
Eh?
for us in New Zealand, we're already in 2023.
Oh yes. So Happy New Year to
Okay.
everyone who's watching. Blessings.
Bye.